up, ladies? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am your host, Murk, author, artist, and speaker. And right now, you are watching P31 TV. If this is your first time tuning in, I want you to make sure that you hit that subscribe button down there so that you don't miss any of my notifications when I post. Hit that notification bell so you can stay tuned. P31 TV is happening each and every week, and we are using this to really empower and motivate ourselves to become the royal queens that God has called us to be. So this series right here, we're continuing the Barbie mentality, and the star of this series is Cardi B, specifically her song Bodak Yellow. For those of you who've been watching, I hope you've been enjoying these videos. I know I've been enjoying them, and it's definitely eye-opening and enlightening. And the point of all this is really to help you to really discover the beauty and the power and the amazing things that are inside of you. So because I'm a hip-hop artist, I love to use hip-hop. So let's get right into this, y'all. Today's lyric that we are breaking down is "You can't mess with me if you wanted to." Okay, and y'all, I mean, I can't lie, this song is so freaking catchy, like, and the beat is bumping, but when it comes down to the lyrics, they're not good. They're not good for us. They're not good for any young girls to be reciting. It's not good for us to have a mindset based on these lyrics or any of that. But what I like to do is dig deep and begin to find out why we have a mindset that has us to believe these lyrics, or that causes us to, for Cardi B, for her to even say these lyrics. What is the heart that this is coming from? So right now, you can't mess with me if you wanted to. You know, when I hear this line, I think about the thousands of rap songs that have the exact same spirit and attitude. You know, it's a spirit of pride. It's a spirit that causes us to lord ourselves over people, that causes us to constantly have to convince others that we are somebody, and that we are looking to compare ourselves with each other all the time. And when I listen to today's hip hop, especially by women, I find that it is not uplifting us. I don't believe that it is empowering us. I believe that all it does is continue to brag and boast and to make others who are not at that level of success, or not at that plateau, or whatever they deem to be successful, that they are less than. And I just cannot sit here and act like I'm okay with Beyonce telling me to bow down, bitch. Like, for what? I mean, are you a god? I don't think so. Like, why should I bow down to you? But then you have so many swarms of bees that will fight you if you say anything about her, not even thinking about the toxicity of the lyrics that come out of her mouth. But we're not talking about her today. We're talking about Cardi, and we're talking about not even her, but the spirit that comes from this, y'all. This is a spirit of pride. This is a spirit of arrogance. It's a spirit of boasting. And we need to understand that really that spirit deep down comes from insecurity, because insecurity causes us to feel like we have to compare ourselves with others, that we have to prove something, that we have to show people that we're valuable, that we have to convince people that we're valuable. But when you believe that you're valuable on the inside, you don't have to constantly profess it with your mouth. All right, but let's really try to figure out where this comes from. You know, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm holier than thou and that I have always been the most secure, most confident person. Absolutely not. In us, there is this innate desire to be accepted. There's an innate desire to be liked, for people to think well of us, for people to want to be around us, for people to praise us, because there deep down is a void in our hearts whenever people that should have been there for us weren't there. I believe that this spirit really roots in rejection. And when you have gone through life without having a father in your life, you know, like I did, when you have gone through without having a mother, without having good, solid family relationships, when you haven't had good friendships, when you've been backstabbed and you've been lied on and you've been talked about, and especially when you have been in complete disarray with relationships. When men have used you and abused you and mistreated you, you begin to lose that soft, kind, vulnerable shell. I'm sorry, that vulnerable spirit, and you begin to put on this hardened shell. And in this shell, it is it becomes your desire and your mission to prove to others that you are worthy, to prove to others that you did not deserve to be rejected, that what you've gone through was not warranted, because in all actuality, you are this huge, important, incredible thing. And what happens is you begin to try to do that by looking at the next person. So what happens is, instead of you being like, okay, I know that I've been through a lot, but I'm still a woman of God. God still loves me. I'm still a daughter of God. Instead of you going through the things you've gone through and going to God to get that healing and get that acceptance and begin to really receive the love that He has for you, you begin to compare yourself to other people. You begin to look to the left, look to the right, and say, okay, what is it that I can gain that this person doesn't have that's going to make me feel better about myself? And so if I deem success as money, I'm going to chase money. If I deem success as fame, I'm going to chase fame. If I deem success as having a good relationship, I'm going to chase a man. Whatever my view of success is, I'm going to chase that until I get to the point to where I am at a plateau and there are people below me. There are people beneath me that I can now look down and say, I'm better than them. Well, I'm higher than them. Because now my problems, although they are still deep on the inside, they're not out publicly for everyone to see. So while everyone else is driving, this jacked up 98 Honda, I'm over here in the Porsche. And that says, like, I'm good. I don't have any issues anymore. Like, while you're out there still stripping, I'm out here doing shows, rapping, performing, making money. I'm above that now. Like, I don't have to do that anymore, because I now am at a higher place than you are. And the problem with that attitude is that it's not a true, genuine self-confidence. It is still insecurity, but it is masked through by pride. And so the spirit of pride is not good. The spirit of arrogance is not good, because the Bible says that pride comes before a fall. And if you are prideful, believe that just as you raise yourself and exalt yourself high, that the enemy will bring you right back down, because his mission is to steal, to kill you, and to destroy you. All of these things, like I always tell you, pass away at the end. So what are the things that we use for validation? We do use money. We do use success. And as women, we use men. And I know this because Cardi B did an interview with somebody. I don't think this was a Vlad interview, but I watched a whole bunch of them. But there was one where she said, girls be calling me ugly. And I'm like, if I'm ugly, then why all these dudes want me? Stop right there. So girls be calling me ugly. That right now lets me know that I've been rejected. Okay, that there are people that have attacked my looks, and that hurts. That right there is a form of rejection. When women are talking about you, when they're bashing you, when they're on social media talking about your teeth and talking about this and that, it hurts. It don't matter how much of a savage you want to be, it does hurt. It penetrates, and you can tell that it bothered her, because she felt like she needed to respond and prove something by saying, if I'm ugly, then why all these dudes want me? But it's not, I don't worry about what they say about me, because I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. It's men want me. So now I'm going to them to try to get acceptance, to say, okay, well, as long as niggas are feeling me, then I have that at least to boast, and try to convince you that I'm somebody, which the only person that matters, the only man that matters is God. Okay, but let's continue. She says, why all these dudes want me? If you feel ugly, go to the projects and see how many dudes want to talk to you. If you feel ugly, go to the projects and see how many dudes want to talk to you. First of all, you are worth so much more than the dudes from the projects. If anything, uh, why am I concerned about some dudes from the projects perception of me? Don't I understand that I could get the lawyer to look at me? I could get the doctor to look at me. I could get the man of God to look at me. I could get, I mean, anybody to look at me other than the dudes from the projects. That's where I'm going to go to get my validation. When in the projects, everybody is struggling. Everybody is in poverty. Everybody is in lack. So, yet again, it's like, okay, if I have on the red bottoms and I have the Chanel bag and my hair is done and I go to the projects where there is poverty and it is poor, I have an opportunity to show myself superior. And because I have the money to get my boobs done and my booty done, when I get there, niggas are gonna know what's up and they're gonna respond. And that's going to let me know that I'm not ugly. This is all wrong, y'all. If y'all don't see this is wrong, hello, honey. That's why I'm here to wake you up. Your validation does not come from men. It definitely doesn't come from the projects. And it absolutely does not come from your looks or the things that you do to try to stunt and convince yourself and others that you're something that you're not. Let me give you this word real quick. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 12. It says, we do not dare, and this is Paul talking to a group of people, and he says, we do not dare to classify or compare ourselves with some who commend themselves. When they measure themselves by themselves and compare themselves with themselves, they are not wise. So what he is saying is, when you become a standard and you begin to make the people around you the what do I want to say? You begin to make those people the measurements. Okay, so you begin to measure yourself amongst other people, and you begin to compare yourself against your own standard that you created. You are not wise because your perception is so small. I mean, you're just a human. You're just one individual. Your perception, your opinion is very minimal in comparison to God. God who created everything. It's His standard that speaks about who you are. When God says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that's all that matters. Your standard, the next person's standard, this dude's standard does not matter. It holds no weight to the creator of this world's standard. And if God's standard is for us to love Him, love ourselves, take care of others, love others, be humble, then that is what makes you valuable. Let's continue on. He says, we, however, will not boast beyond proper limits, but we will confine our boasting to the sphere of service God Himself has assigned to us. So, right here, He's saying, if we do boast, we're not going to boast beyond our limitations. And the limitation that He sets here is the sphere of service that God has assigned to him. So what he's saying is, if I can boast about anything, it's about what God has given to me, where He has allowed me to serve. What does that mean? That means that in all actuality, if I boast in anything, it's in my humility. Humility and service are one and the same. They're very close to each other. Humility means to be down to earth, be humble, be somebody who does not try to lord yourself over others. Service is to serve others. A lot of times you sacrifice your needs, your wants, your desires for the sake of other people. So he's saying that boasting, if I boast about anything, it's about the service that I do for God and for His people. It's about the fact that I will lay down my life to help my sister, to help my friend, to help my brother, to go out and save souls, to go out and inspire and motivate and love people, not tear them down. So in all actuality, if all I'm doing is fighting women, tearing women down, talking crazy to them, disrespecting them in my music, I have absolutely nothing to boast about. In God's eyes, I'm doing the opposite of serving people. I'm actually a disservice to people because I am using my words to spew hate to other people that God has called me to love. So This is really good. I'm just, I like to give you all another version to make sure it sinks down in. So the NLT version, New Living Translation, says, "Oh, don't worry. We wouldn't dare say that we are as wonderful as these other men who tell you how important they are. But they are only comparing themselves with each other, using themselves as the standard of measurement. How ignorant. We will not boast about things done outside our area of authority. Outside of our area of authority. This is good, y'all, because we need to understand that everything we do, anything we've been blessed to accomplish, anything that we have success in, it is because of the authority of God. That if it wasn't for God loving on us, reigning on us, He reigns on the just and the unjust, meaning He blesses both people that are evil and people that are good. That even those that don't acknowledge God, don't care anything about Him, if they do anything good, it is because of God's authority that He's allowed them to prosper and to be blessed, that He allowed them to even have the opportunity they have, and understand that just as God gives authority, the devil gives authority. So even when you're boasting, you still don't have a reason to boast on yourself, because your authority and your power is coming from some force. And if it's a wicked force, you definitely shouldn't be boasting, because it's going to send you straight to hell. But this says, we will boast only about what has happened within the boundaries of the work God has given us. That includes the work we are doing with you. So if I ever have anything to boast about, and when I say boast, I just mean to celebrate, to be excited about. Is, y'all, I'm so excited. I did an event, I did a concert, and 50 people got saved. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm so excited. I preached, and this young lady came up to me after, and she was crying, and she told me that she used to be insecure, and now she knows she's beautiful. Now she knows who she is in God. Now she's doing it. That is the only type of boasting that is warranted. And even then, it's not me, it's God allowed me to rap. God allowed me to preach. God allowed me to speak that word. I didn't know what to say, but God spoke through me, and her life was changed. That is the only thing that is worthy of boasting, because at the end, it gives glory back to God. So I'm not going to tell you that you can't mess with me if you wanted to, because at the end of the day, you're a woman, I'm a woman, we have equal opportunity. God loves all of us. In any given situation, He can tear down everything that you've built. He can raise up one and set down another. And so the only person that can't be messed with is God. Other than that, you have nobody to compare yourself to. You don't need to look at the left or the right. Look at straight ahead, look at God, and look at what He's called you to be, because you got gifts, you got talents. There are things in you that are far greater than the amount of money you make, than how much your man makes, than what type of car he drives, how many keys he pushing. None of that has any type of bearing on the worth and the value that God has given you. I hope that you enjoyed this message today, you guys. And if you did, I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to share it. Okay, copy that link. I want you to send it, text it out to some people who need to hear it. I want you to be sure to follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, check out my website, murkp31.com. And if you don't have my P31 devotional, definitely go get that at my website, murkp31.com. And last but not least, I have an exciting announcement that I thought I would just put out there real quick. I have started a natural hair care line called P31 Queen Essentials, and it will officially launch March 31st with my very first product, and I'm super excited. So ladies, you stay tuned, and I look forward to talking to you guys very soon. Talk to you later. Love you. Get a copy of my P31 devotional, available on iBooks, Amazon, and Kindle. And if you really like to be jamming and you like turning up, girl, you got to get the P31 soundtrack. That's available on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, and all the streaming sources. And if you're old school and want physical copies, just check out my website, murkp31.com.